I'll try to speak loudly. But Scott Presler is doing an LA cleanup. I'm full of film equipment because I'm doing a little bit of I'm going to try to do an episode of well-shot footage of this. But it's pretty impressive what we're doing here, and or what Scott's doing here, really. And I thought I would ask him a few questions on a live stream about, you okay, sweetie? I got Valeria holding the camera, and she's doing something. I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, so we're going to ask Scott a few questions. We're going to talk about what we're doing here with the cleanup today. So come along, and you're going to see what a Scott Presler LA cleanup looks like. All right, Scott.
Okay.
You can talk, and I will hear you.
Okay. Well, number one, we may encounter a problem in about 2 minutes flat because there's a car right behind, before us. I don't know if this is security.
All right, this may be some really
now, when we said warning, when we said danger, we meant it.
Okay, so you think there might be an authority?
Potentially.
Trying to
maybe a drug deal.
Potentially stop, maybe a drug deal. It is a fairly expensive looking vehicle.
All of this extinct wildflower still blooms and is beautiful.
It is a beautiful flower, and it shows the juxtaposition. But really, what we're doing here is we want to bring attention, not that there hasn't been enough attention, but that people are actually trying to do something about it. Because if they see, wow, members of the community are trying to beautify the environment, but this is also a hazard. You know,
but okay, let's just start over, because I don't know if everybody understands what we're doing here. This is not just a normal cleanup. Like Baltimore was just homeless people, messy people, a lot of garbage, a lot of trash just like left out. This is theft. This is organized theft.
Yes.
And we're going to clean up the remnants of organized theft, which the city of Los Angeles and the state of California have yet to do.
Yes. Well, and so where we are, we're in Los Angeles. We're actually outside of Lincoln Park, which is 90031. And this is an area that Governor Gavin Newsom was here for a week ago, a photo op where he picked up 5 pieces of trash. And, you know, I spoke to a business owner that we're going to talk to at the presser up here, and he said he's been documenting this for 8 months.
That's crazy.
This isn't a new problem.
Yeah, so we're walking about a mile right now. It's going to take us maybe 10 minutes to get there. But when we get there, we're going to see all the trash that actually is there.
Correct. Well, that's the buildup.
Right.
Where as you can see to our right, the train has stopped.
Yeah.
And this is for an extended period of time. So this means that anybody could come, ransack, take the supplies, discard the debris, and get the heck out.
Now, if Valeria wants to shoot up there on that of that building,
we fully support that.
It looks.
I would love to see her climb.
No, I mean, just take a video of the graffiti. So this is obviously a nice neighborhood where there's a lot of nice people living, and those look like gunshot holes.
Where?
On the windows. I don't know. Maybe they're rocks. Just.
I'm hopeful. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put hopefulness out there that they're rocks and not gunshots.
I know, right?
But I like where your mind goes straight.
I know. That's my guess. You see graffiti, and I think gunshots, but. I have a buddy that does it professionally.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's all right.
Hey, I'd love to see some pro-Americana artwork.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, he's not super right-wing. I don't think he's a big Trump supporter, but good guy. Good guy. Despite this.
Hello. How was your day?
How are you doing?
Just so you know, we're not robbing or anything. We're actually just cleaning up.
We saw y'all.
We're cleaning up.
So we just want to do an act of love, but we're not stealing, I promise you.
That's right.
Thank you, officer.
Thank you, He's got a drone. That's interesting.
Cool. So they're letting us.
That's the weirdest looking cop car I've ever seen.
And neat that the police they don't care.
Either that, or it's the NSA following you.
It could be.
One of the two.
Well, you know what I always do?
Be careful here, Valeria. It's kind of stumbly.
I always say, you know, because I'm sure that my phone is being watched or listened to, I always say into my phone, please send a very handsome FBI detective to my home at 2 a.m. It never happens.
Please
it never
do.
happens.
Yeah, that's how you should end every broadcast. And the NSA, I know you're listening.
2 o'clock?
2 o'clock, whatever. So why did you start? How'd you get the idea to do this Baltimore thing? Because that was the first one you did, right?
Yeah, well, you know, it was inspired in part by President Trump bringing attention to the issue. And quite frankly, I think we all live in a bubble
Because
in
people
our
got mad
lives.
at him. They said he was racist for saying that Baltimore was dirty.
Well, he used, we'll say, ungraceful words.
Well, Baltimore is a high population of black Americans.
It is.
So if you say it's a dirty town, logically it makes sense that some people would get upset with that.
Certainly, certainly.
I personally don't think that's what Trump was thinking.
No, it's not an indictment on the people. It's really actually an indictment on the local and
Politicians.
state government who
that's
are
right.
not doing their job.
You would be on the same page, brother.
And even worse, if it's mostly members of the black community and the local elected politicians who are all, by the way, Democrat,
Right.
are not putting the needs of people of color. You know, that just shows that
That's
the
absolutely
Democrats
right.
don't actually care.
Yeah, and you know, in my experience, and I don't know how much research you've done into this, but a lot of politicians, local level politicians, especially Democrats, I would say primarily Democrats, tend to be in it for the money. And
Sure.
you would think that it wouldn't be that lucrative of a job, but if you're talking about like a city contract,
Yeah.
that could be millions, hundreds of millions of dollars even.
well, look-
and then they get kickbacks.
Look
So
at
they
the
give it to their buddy.
disgraced mayors, where
Yeah.
one of them, correct me
Yes.
if I'm wrong, she did a contract that the schools actually purchased her book that
Right.
she wrote for kids.
Right.
So then she's using the power of her
Yeah.
authority to pay herself.
There's so much corruption at a local level. There's obviously a lot of corruption at the federal level, especially
Yes.
with like Nancy Pelosi and
Stock
giving sweetheart,
market.
giving sweetheart deals to certain kinds of companies, and then investing in the stocks of those companies, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's the corruption runs deep. It's rampant. And I honestly think it's like the way of the Democrat. I think that's how the Democrats run things. And if you have, you have a black mayor and he's a Democrat trying to help out a black city, he's still a Democrat politician.
Yes.
He's still going to be taking the, so this is a little bit of what we can expect to see coming up here.
Oh, this is just starting.
Yeah. We had a little,
And here, let's take a look, because I really want people to see. Let's see. Well, county of origin, China, shocker. My goal is I want to find a box that is unopened and that we can actually hand deliver to the customer it was supposed to go to.
that would be amazing.
And show them,
you
hey,
get
I just
somebody's
wanted to
address.
deliver this to you.
That one looks like it has an address on it. Maybe let's not show that address to the camera.
So this was supposed to go to Washington, from Washington to Return Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Oops, never got there.
Return center is not an ideal.
This one was shipping to Lake Jackson, Texas. Oops, it didn't get there.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff right here might have been going out, looks like.
Yes,
Stuff leaving
from
LA.
Cali to
Yeah.
the final destination.
I didn't really think about that. I was thinking of it as stuff coming in, but it makes sense. This is a major port. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming through here going out to the rest of the country.
I hope we brought more bags.
Do you want to look at the crew we have coming up behind us?
Oh, we're almost there.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. This
All
is
right.
the bridge. Mr.
Okay.
Robert lives up here. And as you can see, it's fenced. There's no way in.
Can I just say thanks for calling me to come do this, because
Oh, my pleasure.
I mean, it's quite an experience to be able to actually do this and bring the audience along with us,
Yeah.
so that they can actually see in real time what we're doing. This is live. We're live on my
And
channel.
dangerous.
Live and dangerous. Warning. Warning. We will
Well,
be
because
on
I mean,
train
really,
tracks.
how many people can say they walked on a train track in
To
one of the
clean up
most
trash.
dangerous cities of America, in Lincoln Park?
This is pretty intense. Look at this pile. So this is basically where people will raid the
This
train,
is the raid.
and then they'll just discard the boxes next to the train.
Yes.
So this is not just the trash that we see. This is the remnants of organized theft.
So actually what I need to do is I need to head to the other side because that's where Mr. Robert is.
Okay.
So this next one or two, I'm gonna actually climb over
Climb over. All right.
the track. Now what they do is, see how this is charred? They burn the boxes. So on top of this being theft, on top of this being a hazard, and then in a state where we have wild brush fires, they also burn this.
Wow.
That's
wow.
why this is all charred
And
and
are they
blackened.
doing that to sort of cover their tracks kind of thing?
No, 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 it's to get rid of all the debris. Because so much of it
Is
was
the city
piling
doing it, or
up.
is the, okay, so the
No,
city,
these are the vandals.
the vandals themselves, because
Yes,
they need space.
because they need space.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, you want to jump around over here?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, look both ways before crossing a train.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Police, I'm not breaking the law, I promise.
Well, we probably are a little bit. All right, you gonna climb over, sweet darling? You're gonna go under? I don't know if that's a good idea. All right, well, you can go under if you need to.
Mr. Robert!
Can you take this? All right, you want to see some action hero stuff?
So this gentleman up here, this is Mr. Robert.
All right, let's do this. That probably looked really lame. I apologize. All right, so what we're doing now is Scott Presler has made a contact here in Los Angeles. His name is Mr. Robert, I believe. And we're gonna go meet up with him, and he's been documenting the thefts and the garbage piling up. So let's try to hurry. Can you walk on the tracks here? It's a little bit easier, I think. You can walk there. Yeah, okay, whatever. All right. Yes,
Wow. Imagine if this.
Oh, well, tell them that.
Imagine if this.
Tell them that
went
these are
on
the
the
oldest
track.
shoes that I had, and I've been
I mean,
saving
who
them
knows? Is
for
the
just such an
power of the
occasion
train enough
to get them absolutely
to
filthy.
crush it, or would
Because
this
F
cause,
Nike.
you know,
Even though
potentially
Nike
for
is
it to
from
come off the
Oregon,
track? This
and
is
for a
so
very long
dangerous.
time, my people were very proud of Nike being from Oregon, but because Nike has become such a leftist, disgusting organization, I now buy On sneakers. ON. It's a Swiss organization. Roger Federer is invested in them.
Hey, the police didn't stop us. I'm shocked. I told them, I said, we're not here to steal. I promise. Yeah, he's parked down there. He's got the drone, but he was just like, we see you, whatever. This is Mr. Robert.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Robert.
He owns the business right over here, and he's been documenting this for 8 months, just watching it accrue, pile up.
So it's Mr. Robert, not Mr. Roberts?
Vega, last name.
Oh, okay. Mr. Vega is your name. All right.
I'm just respectful. I'm a Southern gentleman.
So am I Mr. Chris?
You're Mr.
I'm
Reagan.
Mr. Reagan, okay.
Front row seat for this for like the last year.
Yeah?
Lucky you.
And so who to blame? I think UP is actually the blame for this because they allowed all this traffic to pile up. I mean, I'm sure the conductors would go back to the yard and say, hey, you know, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Do anything about it?
Right.
Wow.
Hopefully, you know, I'm thankful you guys are here to clean that. I won't go down there because it's kind of a federal offense there. Especially now, I'm sure the cops are coming through. Good luck, you guys.
Well, you know, combined from all of our platforms, we probably reach 2 million people. So this is going to bring even more attention to a much needed issue, which is good.
Why did you start documenting this?
I don't know. I mean, 8 months of videos all.
It's just one of those weird things that was happening. Yeah.
It's upsetting because it's trash.
Right.
Especially for UP, not to come down here. I'm
Can we, let's see. Maybe I'm thinking get the before, and then we'll try to get as much for the after shot as well. And then I don't know if you want to have me walk, and then we can walk it the other way, or
there's a lot of like
I'm open.
broken bottles and stuff like that. I'm worried about a train coming.
Sure, wide is
I
good.
feel like we're gonna get run over here.
Okay, so how about this?
You trying to get a shot for the show?
I'll stand right in front of Sergio.
So let me tell
So
you
we
what's
know.
happening.
Okay.
Scott's doing a kind of
So what am I doing?
potentially like a reality
Oh.
show. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's trying to do like a reality show type thing. So they're filming what he does. Honestly, I totally support
Okay.
it. We need content like this on television to see.
Okay, I know,
Real
but what do you want me to do? Do I
activism.
walk or do I pick up?
We don't really have conservative
Oh, okay.
activism. You
Okay.
have like the pro-life activism, but you don't have this sort of grassroots, make America a better place. And Scott Presler is really at the forefront of that kind of thing. I don't really know anybody else that does that kind of stuff. So, yeah, he definitely deserves to have a TV show. So I don't know if that's going to pan out or exactly what's going on, but follow his Twitter page. That's the only way that I'm aware of that he reaches out to the public. And I'm going to be producing a short film about this project in the coming weeks, and I'll go ahead and post that. Hopefully that'll help him out. I'll send him some of my footage, but I'm going to do an interview with him here in a little bit. But for now, all right, how do we get out of here? Oh, my mic is too low. They can't hear me? I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Can they hear Scott okay? The train? Stand back from the train. Oh, they can, okay.
If you could put your hand down to the rail, the train hangs out that far from the rail.
Right. All right, how do you want us to get up?
Well, there's no way. Y'all came from USC?
No, down there,
Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park. Just work our way back? Yeah. Let me see if I can get a hold of the train still on the phone real quick.
We can work our way back. It's all right.
Yeah.
The other side with the ditch
we can
has
go back
plenty
up.
of space.
Well, I know there's
We're in
a hole
trouble,
there,
guys.
but it'll take us over there. Yeah, then you're gonna have to follow it back anyway. Yeah. Just walk down this side and just pay
All right.
attention for the train.
We're just trying to clean up.
Oh, I understand that, but
All right, thanks, brother.
we don't want anyone getting hurt. That's the main thing.
Sure, sure.
So,
Appreciate the effort, though.
well, just curious, since we have you, this is an issue that's been going on for a while. Are there any measures that are being taken to make sure that this issue subsides? Have we stepped up security? Have we put up more fencing? Can you tell us, is this a police issue or is this a UP issue? Who's at fault?
Well, I can't talk to y'all about it, but
Okay.
I can get you the phone number of somebody.
Yeah, I'd love to speak with someone.
I gotta find the one for here because I'm actually not out of California. So hang on a second, I'll get it for you.
That's the problem.
That's why I asked. Hey everybody, this is Scott Presler. We are here in Los Angeles, California at the very train tracks that have been ransacked by vandals, where people are stealing property, and then what they do is they discard the debris all over the tracks. So this is not only theft, this is also a hazard, because imagine if there were metal or there were a large object left on the tracks that could potentially derail the train, causing damage, potentially spilling something that could leak into the environment. And my question is, Gavin Newsom was here a week, 2 weeks ago, but what has been done since to clean up this mess, to step up security, to ensure that this mess, that business owners who have watched this happen for 8 months, that this problem doesn't continue? And we were just told by the police that we're not allowed on the tracks, but it's very ironic that we are told as citizens who are trying to clean up the tracks that we are not allowed, yet the vandals who caused this mess, nothing is being done to inhibit or prohibit from them causing the very reason why we are doing this cleanup here today. So Gavin Newsom, we've got some questions for you. And actually, this is a question also for our Department of Transportation. Pete Buttigieg, what are you doing to ensure the safety and security of our rails? Pete Buttigieg, I'd love an answer from you after you're off of your paternity leave. Thank you, sir.
That was awesome, man.
All right, so I guess we'll mosey.
We'll mosey.
We'll mosey.
We'll move along.
We're not stealing. I promise. We're not stealing. We're going. We are, and we hope that you'll keep the people that are doing this off the tracks as well, because that's why we're here. So keep the people that are doing this off the tracks, and then we don't have to be here. Yeah, I know. I understand there's...
No, he's giving you the phone number.
Oh, yeah, please.
So it's Lupe Valdez.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Lupe Valdez.
And the phone number is area code 909
Yes, sir. 266.
266 36
Yes.
86.
Thank you. And what is this person's position?
The public relations.
Public relations for UP?
Yes.
Thank you.
I appreciate your effort, but please be careful walking back.
We will. And officer, you stay safe, please. And you take care of Mr. Robert.
So nothing sneaks up behind you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Robert's a good man.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I'm going to call right now.
You know, I get the feeling that, not by necessarily what they're saying specifically, they're going by the law,
Sure.
but I get the feeling that by the...
We're just private citizens. My name is Scott Presler. I organized the event today. Private citizens. Scott Presler.
Check out his Twitter account.
Yeah. You'll see this all over Twitter in about 30 minutes. Thank you.
But I get a sense, and maybe I'm wrong, but I get a sense by the tone of their voice that the cops are kind of on our side.
They probably very well could have arrested us for being down here, but they understand the nature of what we're doing.
Sure, we're making a point. This is civil disobedience, in a way.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and make your call.
Okay, Mr. Lupe Valdez. Oh, I can't wait to get. Oh, we'll follow up with you. We'll get back to you.
Right. Put it on speaker and.
Okay. And remember, we don't have to walk fast.
Yeah, we can walk slow.
909-266. 909-266. 3686.
Just get him. I want to hear this phone call. This is gonna be.
Hey, you know what they probably respect? The massive cojones that we have to
Yes.
come down here.
Brother, you are the most aggressive conservative I've ever met. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Hey,
man,
we'll
we're here
take
as
it
long
as
as
a
we can be.
parting gift.
Yeah. We're here as long as we can be,
Hello, you've reached the office of Lupe Valdez. I am out of the office at the moment. If you can please leave your name and number, or you can email me at lcvaldez.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because the first police officer had no.
He didn't even.
He was
say
just
anything.
like, "I see you guys," and then we
Yeah,
kept walking.
Yeah, that was great.
With your question or concern. Again, the number
Yeah, I live downtown.
909-266-3686.
Yeah. We're just down the road.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Standard, right?
Hi, this message is
Standard
for
hotels near
Lupe
me, yeah.
Valdez,
We're relatively
who is
close.
public relations for UP. My name is Scott Presler, and I'm an investigative journalist who is covering the Los Angeles train tracks, where I'm currently located just outside of Lincoln Park, Los Angeles. And my question to you is, with the debris that is causing a hazard for the community. What steps and actions is UP taking to ensure that the vandalism, the theft that is occurring, that is causing all of this debris on our tracks, what are you doing to make sure that this no longer continues as a problem for our community? I can be reached at 703-400-4163. Now this report is going out today by 5 p.m., so I look forward to your response. Thank you.
I can't wait to not hear back from her.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys so like the pirate radio of our day, man.
It's true. It's true. And you know, it's tough as well because, you know, in the old days, pirate radio would get shut down by the authorities. Now you don't have the authorities, but you have YouTube itself trying to stop us talking about this kind of stuff, which is crazy because I feel like, look, even if we're wrong, which we're not obviously, but even if we're wrong, you have to have that conversation in order for society to progress.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, but how,
Actually progress.
Yeah.
well, in the Constitution, it says Congress may make no law to prohibit the exercise of free speech or freedom of press, right?
Right.
But we actually need new legislation because the White House is encouraging private companies to censor political dissidents, which means that they're not making a law.
That's right.
They're making policy, which means I think that we actually need to put forth legislation that would prohibit the government from working with private companies to silence
I think
political
that technically
opposition.
that should already be illegal.
Right.
But they're just not enforcing that.
Well,
in
they're
any
going
way.
against the spirit of the law, because
Absolutely.
technically, I mean, to me, the Constitution.
No, if I've heard that if they are working with private companies to censor people's speech, that is illegal.
That's fashion.
I hope you're right.
Well,
But-
my whole thing is if the top of the executive branch, our president, is
Ooh, breast milk.
out to
Yes.
private companies to violate the Constitution,
Right.
how is that not unconstitutional? I mean, that's impeachable.
Our totally legitimate president, by the way. We got to make that
Oh my
clear.
God. Yeah, exactly.
We got to make that clear.
Yeah.
The election was perfect.
It's crazy how much, with all the censorship, with everything that they've done, you still got like 54% of the country think that something went severely wrong in that election.
I know. I know.
Like,
Even
guys-
Democrats.
Yeah,
Even
the
Democrats.
Democrat- I call them Democrats,
Yeah.
right?
But
It's wild. And they're doing a good job of uniting the populace.
yeah.
We're starting to
No, that's right.
get
Yeah.
organized to come together, but yeah, we've got to do something about our fourth branch government. This
Yeah.
this
The-
deep state, the FBI. and
Right.
I mean, it's not even the deep state anymore. It's right there in your face. But all these three-letter alphabet agencies they're not accountable to anybody.
That's
they
right.
just run the show.
This is
This is
Yeah.
probably the point where they took
this is
everything
the
out.
other side, right? So this is the other side of the pile
Hold
that
up.
we passed by earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, the big pile and the tractor is right over here.
Right.
Now this one is from Georgia to Cali, so this must be it. There must be a difference between
side of the
outgoing
tracks, yep.
and incoming.
Right.
Yeah, this one's Arizona,
Going to Washington.
going to Washington.
So it was coming through LA.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Someone
Help me, Jesus!
Damn!
Don't
They got us
post
all on
that.
camera jumping right now too.
Don't post that.
Yeah.
I think we're
Lord.
live right now, my
Oh,
friend.
great. I don't curse.
Christmas present.
Everybody just saw Scott Presler for the first time in his life
Ugh.
say a swear word.
That's terrible.
Are you gonna keep that one?
Well, I want to, because in
Yeah, you
Florida,
wanna deliver one to somebody?
in Florida, I can look people up.
That's right.
And
That's
you know, I think it would be cool to be able to tell somebody, you know, here's the reason why.
you didn't get your package. Yeah.
Here, Stephanie Beamer in Terrebonne, Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. Yeah, I'm from Oregon. I can take that tour.
Or at least I can write her a letter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I wanted to let you know I found this on, ooh, the train tracks in Los Angeles. That's why you didn't get your package.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. It's such a good thing to do because I don't think this isn't like personal. You know, it's very distant. We see a big pile of trash. We hear about thieves. But giving it to somebody, putting it in their hands, this would have been your package if it wasn't stolen. That makes it a lot more personal.
Absolutely.
That's a good way of doing it.
Well, and so it drives me nuts. We're the next door neighbor county, right? To Los Angeles County.
Ventura, you're in Ventura.
Yeah. And everyone over there who's in our city council now, who's running for board of supervisors, they're a whole bunch of lefties.
Uh-huh.
They're all talking about, that's the way that we need to do it. We need these social programs. We need
Right, we need to give
LA's
more
right
money
there,
to some BS program.
Yeah, defund the police.
Yeah.
Do all these sort of things because it's working out so well here.
Right.
To say that people are tone deaf, but especially there, right? People here in Los Angeles, they've got to just be lying to their people to turn around and say, oh, no, it's not that bad.
All the inks.
But the people
Lots
there
of
in
ink.
Ventura County, I'm like, you don't know, you don't live there. You don't know
Right,
what it's like.
right,
You don't know
right.
what you're trying to get to come to your county.
Right, right.
Those things ain't cheap either.
And I was gonna say they're expensive, 50 bucks.
Last week it was freaking like $70.
What is it?
Ink, printer ink.
Printer ink, I know. I was just talking about that the other day on a live stream, pop culture live stream, about how that's kind of a new way of selling people stuff. You know, you give away the printer, but then
Yeah.
I think that the printer market, the printer companies like set that standard, and every other company was like, that's a good idea.
Exactly.
So now, like, if you want to get Adobe Photoshop, you don't buy Adobe Photoshop, you sort of rent it. You buy the service.
Right.
And so every month you pay, and it's much more lucrative that way, I think.
That's like the phone companies. They'll give you the phone for free.
Right.
Because they want the service, they want you
Yeah.
running the apps, they want you doing all of the things
Right.
that you do once you have
Unless it's an iPhone, and then it's $2,000 or whatever at this point.
I just bought mine last 6 7 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got two options for the personal interview.
Uh-huh.
We can either do a recap as soon as we get back to the exit point, or we can actually drive over to Mr. Robert and do it with him there too.
Okay, yeah. What do you prefer? I don't mind doing Mr. Robert, but I like the trash in the background.
Let's do, if we, up where you couldn't see, there's tons of
I'm good,
trash.
brother.
Yeah, okay. All right.
They can't be good
Well,
ones if they left them.
We'll start here.
Yeah, let's just do it there, and we can always do it again at Mr. Robert.
Yeah.
But I need to, basically I want to use this camera, but I have like an anamorphic lens, so it's going to look kind of nice. It'll look like a movie. You're going to
Cool.
be in a movie.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But I want to ask you for the live stream.
Sure.
Are you still live streaming, darling? Can they still hear us? Okay.
Uh-oh.
I want to ask you real quick about your push to turn Democrats into conservatives, or to Republican, I guess, in terms of voting, and just getting people who aren't registered to vote, because that's been a really big push for you.
Well,
That's your kind of your big thing. I mean, this stuff is very spectacular, but I think that a lot of the real work is being done on the ground, registering people to vote.
well, it is, but I want to make it clear. It's not like I really set out to flip a Democrat into a Republican.
Sure.
It just so happens that when people hear my message, when they see my work, when they know that when Scott Presler says he's going to do something, he does it.
That's right.
Then I have all these Democrats attend my events, and they're
And what is your message? Could you give us a succinct?
well, the consistent message that I want people to understand is the power of one. That look at my life. I literally started as a dog walker, very humbled, and I've created and self-determined my own future.
That's right.
I wasn't a victim. I didn't blame anybody else. What I did is I decided to take my future into my hands and to overcome obstacles. And so therefore, it's the power of one that if you have a dream, I strongly encourage you to follow it and to fight for it. You only have one life.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like your message is the American dream, Scott.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, that's what
I
it
am
sounds
the
like.
American dream.
You know what we miss in America? Truth, justice, and the American
Truth,
way.
justice.
Right? The old Superman motto. You never hear that kind of thing anymore. That was like real big in like the 50s after World War II. People were very patriotic. People cared a lot more. And I think we've kind of lost our way with that kind of stuff.
Well-
and what you're doing kind of brings that back, I feel like.
Well, and I do feel, I mean, look, I'm a staunch Republican, and look, I am doing everything in my power to make sure Republicans win the House and Senate.
Right.
However, and legislature, and state assembly, and state house, and state senate, and gubernatorial, and
Yeah.
city council, and mayor. But, you know, I also want to make it very clear, I do think polarization is a cancer in society.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because truth and justice are neither red nor blue.
It's really not about Republican or Democrat.
It's not.
Reagan once said it's not about left or right, it's about up or down, right?
Yes, what
It's-
is moral, what is good, what is virtuous.
Look, it just so happens that right now, and you can make an argument that Republicans were always right from the beginning.
Correct.
You know, they were the abolitionist party, you know what I mean? But a lot
Women's
of people,
suffrage,
a lot
freedom.
of people
Yep.
relate to these leftist ideas, through time, especially in the 60s, civil rights movement, stuff like that. I can appreciate that. Even if you don't think Republicans were always right, at this moment in time, the Democrats are so wrong on so many things that even if you don't like the Republicans historically, at this moment, I don't think you have a choice. You have to vote Republican if you want to keep the country from
How
going
are you?
insane.
Good, Scott.
So good to see you. Thanks for
too.
coming out.
Hey, good
and
to see
look,
you.
you even braved the tracks.
I know. I got here a little late, so I felt like it was my responsibility to invigorate some new energy.
No, you're
Second
doing
shift.
good. Well,
Who's this guy?
the good friend who came to, you were at Los Angeles.
Came to Los Angeles, came to Van Nuys.
Yes, Van Nuys, where we picked up 50 tons of trash. This is Mr. Reagan.
I'd shake your hand, but I think they're a bit, yeah.
Yeah, we're a little gross.
Good to meet you, man. What's your name?
Hey, you too, Tyler.
Tyler. Chris, nice to meet you, bro.
Tyler Hamilton.
Tyler, ooh, that's a cool name.
Hamilton.
Yes,
That's
you're
right.
a founding father. I like it, I like it. Well, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is awesome
My
to be
pleasure,
out here.
You know? Like getting out here. It's good to see you.
And it just shows we give a darn. We care. You know, the Democrats, they can spout beliefs about being green and loving the environment, but look,
Yeah.
we're actually doing the work.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
So, well, we're kind of
Hello from
heading.
Ventura County.
Wow,
We got some more
thank
Ventura
you.
people
And
over
actually,
here.
we got Ventura people. Yeah, Cole.
That's right. See? I mean, we love this place.
Thanks, man.
So,
You know what's funny? It's like, I feel like the left always talks about peace and love and crap like that, but then they vote Democrat and then they, loot trains and, and then the Republicans
Burn
are,
down cities.
Yeah, the Republicans are a little bit more quiet, I think. I mean, not me, but a lot of Republicans, we don't talk a big game, but we just go out and we do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, what's the legislation we got to pass to make America better? Okay, we do that, Democrats are like, what's the legislation we got to pass to keep our corporate buddies happy, to keep our special interests happy, to keep the LGBT group voting for us, to keep the
Sure.
teachers union voting for us?
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's all politics, I think,
well,
on the left.
I tell you, it was me and my friends out picking up on Melrose during the riots. Helping,
Were you really?
Yeah, helping
That's
minority-owned
awesome, man.
businesses. Looking at minority-owned businesses are crying.
Well,
I don't give a shit
I
about
don't know why
minority.
they-
You know what
they're
I
like-
care about?
They said this is my
Business
livelihood. I
owners
don't know why
generally.
They did this to me.
I actually hate this minority-owned business thing because I feel like it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. What matters is, you're trying to make a living. You're trying to.
Well,
Well,
it's
look at these people,
ironic.
right? Exactly.
It's
irony
the
of it.
irony.
it's
That's
ironic.
true.
People, they're minority-owned business owners. They're like crying, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Why would they do this to us?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just here to help clean up."
That's
heartbreaking.
you are absolutely right there.
Because it's on behalf of minorities, yet who has suffered the most under the Democratic
Right.
rule.
That's who they pretend to want to help.
Correct.
Honestly,
Well-
I think they would be better off just not talking about minorities or white people or whatever, and just talking about human beings, talking about Americans.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where I was following up with your question.
Thanks so much, man. Great to meet you, brother.
I was following up with your question is, I'm not in the business of necessarily persuading because I believe there are more of us than them. I don't necessarily need to persuade. It's good.
Yeah.
I just need to get my people out to vote. If Christians voted,
Right. Yeah.
if the people of the Judaic faith, Judaism, if they voted,
Yeah.
and here's my message.
Well, a lot of the religious Hispanics voted. I think
Religious
that's
is
why,
pro-life.
I think that's
Catholic.
why more Hispanics are voting conservative now than ever before, voting Republican.
But here's the tipping point. The tipping point of why people are choosing now the Republican Party is because truly we aren't the Republican Party, we're the Freedom Party. And that
right.
means medical freedom.
Yeah.
That no American citizen should be forced into retirement, forced to lose their job, forced to lose their profession, forced to lose their pension
'Cause they don't wanna
that they've been
get it.
working for 20 years for making the medical decision not to take the COVID-19 vaccination. And that is our
Right.
message.
Because for some people, they really believe that it is medically disadvantageous for them to get vaccinated, especially after they've already had COVID
Well,
and they feel that they've had natural immunity.
And that's not even really the issue. Sure, that's part of
Right.
it, but it's about
It's about
choice.
principle.
It's
Yeah.
about the freedom to
Absolutely right.
choose that the government doesn't have power over you, that
Yeah.
you as a private citizen ultimately
Well, I'm
determine your
going
own
in the
destiny.
rational direction. You're going in the direction of principle, which I appreciate more, actually, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. No, you're spot on.
And so here's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for election integrity because that's the number one issue that people care about. Fair and free, safe and secure elections. Number two, medical freedom. Number three, holding big tech accountable,
Yeah.
which goes into freedom of speech, freedom of press. And that also, quite frankly, goes into freedom of religion because we were seeing that churches, pastors, they were being criminalized
Right.
for continuing to worship.
Right.
And this is an opportunity for us to stand up for working class, for people of faith,
Yeah.
and think about truckers, firefighters, police officers, nurses, doctors, construction workers, grocery store workers, teachers, the
Train
military,
operators.
train operators, airline pilots.
That's right.
Those are the people the Republican Party is fighting for.
And can I just point out, I don't know if you got this on the live stream, but they've done it. I mean, this place was covered in trash when we got here. They have.
You're phenomenal. You win the prize, baby. Wow.
Nobody clapped. I tried to start that up. Didn't work.
And truly, this is a transformation.
Yeah. It's
We
transparent.
even, here, wait, we want to show the viewers. Do they still have the mask tree up? Here, come over to our mask Christmas tree. Oh, that's so disappointing. Oh, okay, so I have a story. I didn't get arrested. So,
Fun.
we wanted to really show, you know, in a state that is so
no.
environmentally
This is where
conscious
the
and a
real
state
work
that
is,
is
actually.
supposedly caring about the virtues of being green, you know, under COVID, look at the remnants of COVID. You know, where are the biodegradable masks to make sure that they're not littering our oceans, which I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, that there are over 1 billion masks which are now littering our oceans. So we're calling on Governor Newsom, we're calling on Pete Buttigieg, we're calling on the state of California, we're calling on Union Pacific, clean up this mess so private citizens don't have to travel from the East Coast to do your job for you.
I'm going to get a quick shot of that for my other episode. You don't have to jump out of shot. You are the hero of this video.
Excellent.
All right, let me get this real quick. So this is how you make a movie, ladies and gentlemen. You just get a cool shot of dirty masks
Excellent.
waving in the wind.
Here, wait, we got more.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this.
Hold your breath. Wow. And this is just one swath.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like too much. I mean, okay, every now and then, whatever.
Yeah.
But you guys, the way they were coming at me is that, well,
That's cool. That's gonna look cool. All right, done recording. I would like to get a drone shot. Do you want to do the interview, or shall I?
Yeah,
do
let's do it.
All right. So, shall we end the live stream, or do you want to keep live streaming while I'm
I
interviewing?
think you should live stream while we're interviewing.
All right. Let's live stream while we're interviewing. All right. This is gonna be cool. I got to change this lens out, so it's gonna be kind of boring live stream for a second.
Excellent.
You can follow him around while I'm changing the camera lens. So if
And
you
I'm
wanna
going to
talk
be
to
boring
people
because I'm checking my social media, so hold on one moment.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me. Thank you to Valeria for shooting the live stream for me. She is obviously dressed for picking up trash. Oh, by the way, this is this middle button here, this round button here, makes the camera go up and down. Well, you know now. So, and you can go left and right as well. That's a highly contaminated biohazardous material.
Okay,
On the
so
deep state to send in the men in suits. My husband works for
So
Union
we go
Pacific,
down there,
Texas. Thanks, Valeria.
and there's
Emily
a
says, thanks,
police
Valeria.
officer. Well,
I
there's
say,
like
thanks,
a silver
Valeria.
car that doesn't look like a
Valeria's
cop
awesome,
car.
guys. All right.
And it's
Doing
on
that.
the ditch side where we have to
And,
cross. And we
I'm
just
gonna
go
change
by,
that
and the
lens out.
officer's just there on his little
Don't
drone.
land
I
on
just
it.
said, "Hi,
Just
officer." I said, "I promise we're not stealing." I said, "We're just here to pick up." And he goes, "I know, we saw you." And he's on his little, drone, like watching us or whatever. So, hello. How are you? Oh, no, please.
I'm one of your followers, and I want to help you support your cause for your expenses.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, what a blessing.
What's your name?
Sir.
My name's Ben.
Ben, my hands are dirty.
I'm VA. Sometimes I respond to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're going to save this country, you and a few others.
All of us. Are you a registered voter?
Oh, yes. Yes. Since Reagan, I've been voting for Republicans forever.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate the support greatly. And we, with just a few volunteers, have really made a big dent. We even went down the tracks.
I know.
The police stopped
I
us.
worked right across the other side of the hospital for many years, so I just live a few miles away.
Okay.
I know all this area.
Wow.
It's very bad.
Thank you so much. Do you have any babies?
I have 4 kids. In fact, I got to go get them at school. But
Oh, okay.
anyways,
Hey, nice to
great
meet
job.
you.
I'm really glad I met you because I see you all over the country.
Thank you.
And anyways, take care.
Thank you. Yeah, if you're not doing anything, Saturday we're doing an event at Hollywood for Freedom in Van Nuys. I'll post it on my Twitter account. If you're available,
It's at
come
the
join
Pineapple
us.
Hill Saloon in Van Nuys.
Yeah.
You can come on out, and then we're going to be at Godspeak Church in Newberry Park, Thousand Oaks on Sunday night.
Nice to
so
meet
we'd
you,
love
Ben.
you to come.
Good luck to the
See you,
babies.
Ben. Bye-bye.
It's just a supporter of mine.
That's awesome. You are a legit celebrity, Scott.
That's the hair.
Okay, so you made it all the way down to Mr. Robert.
We made it all the way down. Mr. Robert was ready for us. He was
love
filming. He
it.
was like chipper. It was hilarious. So here's what happened. So the first cop lets us go. We're all just whatever. We climb over the train to the other side.
I need to know who it was.
What do you mean?
Who was with you?
Everybody.
Okay.
Ryan was with me.
Tremino?
Tremino. Well, Tremino didn't go as far.
Okay.
But they were definitely on the tracks.
Okay.
Mr. Reagan, his wife were there, and a few others, but it was only a sprinkle of us.
Okay.
So then when we get there, next to Mr. Robert, there's another police officer, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys, you can't be here." And
But he was really cool.
he was cool.
He had a good tone.
He was chill. He even gave me the number for Union Pacific because I asked him, I said, "Mr. Officer, what steps are being taken to stop this from happening, which is why we're here today?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't answer that. But I'll give you the public relations for Union Pacific." So I called voicemail. I left a voicemail. I said, "I'm an investigative journalist doing a report." I said, "My report is due at 5 p.m. Eastern. Or Pacific, maybe I said Eastern. Anyway, so hopefully I'll get a phone call back from her. But anyway, the other security guys on the other side who weren't police, they were like, "You can't be here." And I said,
They're so scary. You can't be here.
he said, "You can't be here." And I said, "Okay." Well, I said, "What are you doing to make sure the people causing this, which is why we're here,
Right.
aren't here?"
Good for you.
And I said that. I said that. Didn't I?
You are the most aggressive conservative I know, Scott.
Nicely.
I'm telling you, but actually really humble at the same time. It's crazy.
In the most beautiful way possible.
I said it nicely.
Yeah.
The hair was kind of flowing.
Was it?
So anyway, we just said, okay, we're gonna go, but we took our sweet time.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's what I did. So I couldn't find a package that didn't have anything, but this is Stephanie in Terrebonne, Oregon. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write her a letter, and I'm gonna take a picture of this and say, "Stephanie, I'm so sorry to tell you that the reason why your package was never delivered is because I found it on the train tracks here in Los Angeles."
We need to make sure we get that. We need
And I'm
to
gonna
make
write
sure
her a personal
that's
letter.
Documented. Yeah.
So actually, I'm gonna take a photo of this right now. To make it real. And just don't show the address, please, because I want to protect. Well, I mean on camera. Well, I need it, but I want to protect Stephanie's privacy. And this is
It
coming
actually
from
says-
Carlsbad.
It says it's from Adele. What the hell?
It's from Adele.
Is it a record from Adele?
It really does say Adele.
It doesn't even have a last name. It just says Adele.
Does she live in
I
Carlsbad?
bet you can look her up on Twitter
Here.
or Instagram.
Here. Hey, let's find out. Does the singer Adele live in Carlsbad, California? Let's find out. Adele's 9.5 million LA move finally explained by singer. Is LA Carlsbad?
Carlsbad, San Diego.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming out. Good, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Scott. How's everything going? Nice to meet you. I'm Dirty, otherwise I'd shake your hand.
They're with the Hollywood for Freedom crew.
Oh, good. Okay, so you know Tatum.
Yeah.
We will be celebrating his birth very soon. But yeah, so what we did, just to recap, is this actually,
guys.
all of this was just trash. Pile there, pile here, pile there. So, I mean, they've completely done it. Now, what we did is it was a little illegal.
Yeah, okay.
But
Sorry about that.
we
I
walked
was
down
trying to
the
say.
tracks. And the first police officer let us, but then the second
train.
one kicked us out. But we made it to the really bad spot. How are you holding up? Are you drinking water? Just making sure. Are you doing okay? Say it again.
I'm gonna
Oh.
go get back to.
Tyler Hamilton lives in Ventura.
Oh, really?
Go talk to him. Oh yeah, please. We have, you have gloves, thank the Lord. Okay, good, because we didn't bring any. They're all back there. Yeah, I'm excited to speak to you guys. It's gonna be, I think my message will hopefully be relatable. I mean, it's all about freedom, right?
I mean, the last time I heard you speak, it was relatable.
Where was the last event that we did?
That's just me shooting
Hey, there he is. Happy belated, brother.
cinematic video.
Thank you.
Where was the last event we did?
It was actually an interview.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I saw her in the message, and this is Anna.
Oh, you know what? It's because
I
he's
met
got the-
her, unfortunately. I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah.
I have to have a little fun. I have to have a little fun.
Why not? Why not? Why you're here, right?
Oh my gosh, Taylor, that guy looks just like you, but with like a lighter color
Yes,
beard.
yes.
Weird.
That's Redhead.
Yeah, that guy, right?
Yeah, his name is Tyler.
Oh my God, and people always call you Tyler.
That's your evil twin. Or are you the evil twin?
I'm Mario. That's hilarious.
All right, where do you want to do this interview?
You pick, babe.
Well, there's some trash.
The train is in the back, and the trash is. I think with all the volunteers, with the trash in the back, I think it's a great spot.
Okay, so do you want to just shoot it right here?
In the shade, yes.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Don't stand high because you're tall. So you get low. Can I get this?
I felt so much better about going out there.
Wrong one. All right.
Thank you. Pardon me.
It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good.
I really hope they didn't hear me curse.
Are you gonna be like that?
No, I'm just tired.
Okay. I think this is in focus enough. Can you come look at this and make sure we're in frame and everything? All right. I think if you
Okay.
yeah, you stay lower than me so that I look tall. How tall are you anyway?
6'5".
You don't have to get that low. Jeez. You can just move it side to side. Thanks. You can if you want. I mean, this guy knows better than me probably how to make a video. Yeah, no, keep the live stream on.
They get to see the behind the scenes.
This is like the behind the scenes of the thing. If you want to adjust focus, you're welcome to. I have the red indicator thing, but I'm not sure how it's not really showing up, so I don't know how it focuses. It's hard to see. I think if you hit the delete key, it'll zoom in real quick.
Good.
Okay, we're good.
Should I just roll it?
Yeah, roll it. I think it's already recording.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
All right, you're rolling.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Good man. Good man.
You
All right.
too.
Well, I try. All right, I gotta work on these questions. All right. I think I'll do the intro at home.
Okay.
So then I'll just go straight into the interview.
No problem.
All right, Scott, you came to Los Angeles again. You came here once before. The last time you went downtown, is that right?
Van Nuys.
Van Nuys. Now, why did you come here last time? Because you started doing this cleaning up thing, picking up the trash of others, this sort of altruistic thing that you do in Baltimore.
Yes.
But then you came here to Southern California. And what was your intent when you started to do this effort?
To inspire people that if I can, so can you.
Right. Just do something.
Do something, anything.
Yeah.
Even if it's at your local park and you're a ma who's just picking up trash.
Yeah.
You know, if we all collectively did something, we could transform the country.
Now, you originally, you told me that the Baltimore one, which was the first one you ever did,
Yes.
was inspired by Trump. What happened there?
Well, you know, he brought national attention, and as I've said, he used kind of ungraceful words talking about the city, but I was disappointed because everybody wanted the clout. They wanted to show videos of the devastation of Baltimore because they wanted likes and they wanted tweets and they wanted social media presence, but nobody was doing anything about it. And I just thought, okay, if nobody else, then me.
Yeah,
Why not?
It was, they had a selfish interest in talking about the subject, and you thought, you know what, why not an altruistic interest?
Exactly.
Why not actually do something about it instead of just talking about how bad it is?
Yes.
I love that. And Trump got in trouble because he said Baltimore rats were running around and it was just filthy. And
Accurate.
Literally, and
I hate to say it.
But people were angry because they said, well, Baltimore has a large black population, so Trump must be targeting them because they're black. But in fact, I would actually say that the train's really loud. Where we're literally on the train tracks.
Literally.
Picking up trash today. That's what everybody here, all these volunteers came out to do that specifically, and it's amazing.
And which is why the title of the live stream was Warning.
Yeah, we titled the live stream Warning. I love that.
Danger.
Danger.
Peligroso.
Danger. Scott, wherever Scott Presler is,
Danger comes.
watch out. Yeah,
Well, actually, but you know, I want to say I've been pretty lucky.
Yeah.
I've been to Philadelphia at a place, Kensington, where they call it Needle Park. I've been to Los Angeles. I've been to Baltimore. I've been to Houston, where they call it the Bloody Nickel.
Yeah.
And by the grace of Heavenly Father, I've never been hurt. I've never been attacked. I've never been bitten by a rat. I've never been poked by a needle. So, you know, it just shows you that the work that we're doing does have a certain presence to it.
You do make it sound glamorous, what we're
Yes.
doing. No, but I mean, look, you guys, there's a lot of people out there that think, oh, I'd kind of like to maybe do something with Scott. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But they never actually do it. And I'll tell you that I'm one of those people, right? I've never actually come out with Scott and done this. I was invited to last time, and I didn't, and genuinely because I thought, that's filthy. I'm not going to go out there. But you know what? amazing. I mean, it's amazing. All the people that I've met today, and just walking out here in the sunshine, and you feel like you've accomplished something, you've done something. So I would highly, highly recommend that if you guys have the opportunity to go do this with Scott, to do it. Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
Well, and you
It's
know,
just passion.
and not only that, but this is actually not even in Los Angeles. We had 200 volunteers. Baltimore 200. This one, I was very adamant about keeping it underground.
Yeah, you want to keep
Because Newsom was just here.
Right.
The police were stationed there. Security guards were plastered.
Yeah.
So I didn't want the opportunity, if I made this public, that they would try to shut down the event, because I don't put
Before it
anything
began.
past
Yeah,
the governor.
Before it began.
Correct.
And we did run into a couple police officers.
Yes.
Tell us how that panned out.
So we crossed all of the train tracks. Mind you, trains are coming and going. I mean, it's not like there's nothing there. And there's a ditch on the other side. So first we were walking, traversing down the ditch, and then there was a car parked there, and we thought either one of two things. It could have been a drug deal, maybe, or it could have been looters, you know, packing up their belongings, their newly found items,
ill-gotten goods.
their ill-gotten goods. But no, it was a police officer who was just kind of, I mean, he was very chill. He was on his phone or on a device. Come to find out, it was a drone. And I said, "Officer, we're not robbers." I said, "We're not here to steal. We're here to clean." Because I mean, we had gloves, bags, everything. And
We
he
do
goes,
look a little criminal.
"We do look." I mean, if I saw a guy wearing boots and jeans, I would think criminal.
My
My-
gray khakis.
Freudian slip.
They are a little gay, I'm not gonna lie. My gray khakis are very, it's what the criminals wear these days.
Absolutely.
That's what the
The
criminals
Ray-Bans,
The Ray-Bans.
the short tapered haircut,
Yeah.
the matching watches. I mean, that's a fed. That is a fed. Anyway,
yeah.
the
I'm what
first,
they refer to as a glowy.
well, glowy.
Yeah.
The first police officer was cool. He let us keep going. He didn't stop us. But what we did is we actually climbed over the tracks, went to the other side, and that's where Mr. Robert, a business owner, was waiting for us.
We climbed over the train.
We climbed over the train. Yeah, excuse me, not just the tracks, literally, train. And Mr. Robert was happy as a clam. He was filming us. He was a business owner. He was shocked, I think, that we accomplished
Mr.
it.
Robert is a contact that you made here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
He's a gentleman that's been documenting the trash building up
For
on the
8
train tracks.
months.
Yeah. As the thieves come in and they steal the stuff from the train. And that's the point of this, really, is that all of your previous efforts to clean up cities have just been cleaning up litter, cleaning up the rubbish that is left behind by homeless people and just careless people.
Sure.
This is different. This is cleaning up the messes of criminals that are looting the trains. And this is not just stuff that's coming into LA. This is stuff that's going into your neighborhood through the Port of Los Angeles.
Absolutely. And so there's a criminal aspect to it. There's a Department of Transportation aspect to it. Pete Buttigieg, yes, we are calling you out.
No. He's on paternity.
He's on
We
paternity
can't-
leave. We need to give him
can't
space.
bother
We need to
him.
give him the
Yeah.
time that he
He's got to
needs.
learn how to lactate.
Yeah, the millions of Americans, you know, we just have to sit back and wait. And this also has a hazardous aspect, because imagine if this barrel, which was over here, what if this got on the train tracks? Would this stop it? Would this derail it? Would this hurt the property that we as the taxpayer pay for? You know, those are all questions that I have. And what is DOT, what is Union Pacific doing about it? And when we were down there and there was a police officer on the right telling us to go, there were security guards on the left, and they said, "Leave." And I said to the security guards, I said, "You're asking us to leave, but what are you doing to make sure that the vandals who caused this problem, which is why we're here, what are you doing to make sure that they don't come back?"
Right.
No answer.
Yeah, we're the bad guys because we're cleaning up the trash that the thieves came in and left. Yeah, unbelievable. Now, tell me about the masks. You're doing this little project where you
Yes.
collect all the masks. Now, I took some film
Yes.
of it before. We don't have to go over there, but you're framing these, or I guess positioning them in a way to illustrate the problem. There's a problem with the masks at the moment.
Well, it's not just the masks. The masks are a symbol. And in a state like California, that is a super majority Democrat controlled. They control the governorship, they have a super majority in the state house, state senate, correct me if I'm wrong. And their message is Green New Deal. Their message is change your windows in your homes.
Yeah.
Their message is change the infrastructure of your home, which is going to cost trillions of dollars nationwide. Yet, for a state that's so conscious on being green, why do they allow their state to look like this? Why have I done a cleanup in San Francisco, in Modesto, in Turlock, in Los Angeles, 2 cleanups now? Why do I, as an East Coast resident, have to come thousands of miles to the West Coast to clean up their act? And more importantly, you know, this also comes back to COVID, and I really want to make a point, because it's not just the masks, and it's not just the billions of masks that are now in our oceans. But really, I want to hone in on this. If people truly cared about the disease of this being a factor that could affect our health, then especially...
One moment, please. Hold for technical difficulties. It's mainly the engine car. Once that's done, I think we're good. That's fine. Just keep rolling until it dies. Roll until it dies.
Then my question is,
Or you die. Yeah.
why aren't they securing the border? And I know that's going off tangent for a second, but I think it's important that the viewer watching this really notices that if it's a health issue, then why are they allowing people to come into the country maskless, unvaccinated, potential carriers, but we are locked down as American citizens?
Yeah, and we have these mask mandates still in places like Los Angeles, and the mandates are so silly. I mean, it's like cloth covering.
Thank
and
you.
The CDC just comes out and they go, actually, you know what? Maybe Republicans were kind of right. Like the cloth mask, maybe they don't do as much as like an N95. It's like, yeah, that's what we've been telling you for ages. You're mandating these ridiculous things. Well, yeah, the mask thing, they did ban plastic straws. They did
which we
ban
found.
plastic bags. So, you know, they're trying to clean up the environment, but then they bring in the masks to fill that gap. There's like a trash vacuum that the left feels like it needs to fill.
I think that's what it is.
Right. All right, last subject. This one is the most important to me. You've got a kind of a campaign going. It's not, I don't know if it has a name, but you're going around the country and you're registering people to vote. On the ground, face to face. This is something that not a lot of Republicans have been doing for like the past few decades. This is something Democrats do all the time, but we don't really do that. Grassroots, face to face, register people to vote. You're doing that. It's amazing, Scott. Tell me about that.
Well, last year in 2021, I visited 28 states. And I mean, literally, in my career, the last few years, I've registered thousands of new Republican voters. And again, you know, it's not necessarily I'm in persuasion mode. I think it's because people are drawn to the message. They're drawn to whether it's an act of love, whether it's taking action, whether it's medical freedom, whether it's free speech, whether it's holding big tech accountable. And I have people who literally, they message me and they say, Scott, I'm becoming a new citizen, but I'm gonna wait to register to vote until you come to Florida.
No,
I want
really?
you to register me to vote. And that for me is like the coolest feeling.
That is the coolest thing. They know, like you're the guy.
They know that's my thing.
You're the guy, yeah, that's so cool, man. And it's something that's desperately needed because, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot about politics that seems mysterious still to a lot of people, especially if you're like not in it. It can seem overwhelming. And you bring politics to the people. You don't wait for them to come to you. And I think that's a beautiful thing, man. Well,
thank you.
Keep up the good work. I'm going to shake your hand even though it's filthy. Oh, no, you took your glove off. Okay.
Thank you.
This is a great thing that you did here. And you're going to go next to talk to Mr. Robert,
Yes, so I want to end today. So I want to get the after shot because we have the before of all the trash.
That's right, yeah.
I want the after shot. Maybe we'll do a group photo while everyone's together before anybody has to depart.
Yeah.
And then I want to end by doing a mini presser over with Mr. Robert to actually interview him on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, this is a business owner who it's literally right in front of his business.
And let me just say, what you did here works. I mean, this place was full of trash, and now it's all cleaned up. And, you know, it's a smallish section of LA, but, you know, this was disgusting before.
And next to a park. Look,
next
if
to
you
a
look over to
beautiful
our
park.
right, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You got children, you have families, you have a baseball field.
Yeah.
Why do they have to be surrounded by this? Why do they have to live like that? You know, so we're
Honestly,
here to offer a hand.
Living downtown is a bit tough for that reason. But, you know, you're making a small difference, and hopefully
Thank
other
you.
people are inspired by you.
Well, and we're thankful for you. I mean, guys, I called Mr. Reagan. He picked up right away, invited him. He was all about it. So it's because of platforms like you that we're able to reach more people. So we're also thankful for your work.
Well, thank you, Scott. All right, that's it for us. And remember, it's not that our liberal friends are ignorant. It's just they know so much that is not so. Good night, guys.
Good night.
I might use that. I might cut it and use the one at home.
I like it.
We'll see.
I'm gonna have to actually take off here in a little bit.
It was so good to meet you,
Yeah,
man.
it was great
I got your
meeting you
card.
too. Yeah, can I? Let
Right.
me. Do you want to?
Yeah, you can get my number.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll put it in so that it's not live.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Here, and I'm not gonna give you my campaign line. I'll text you from my actual
410.
phone number.
Okay.
So same thing.
Oh, I lost my mic here. while we were-
Leilani.
Hopefully that didn't
Bakersfield.
mess up.
I'm getting, yeah.
What's your number, brother?
I'll put it in.
It's all good.
I'm mic'd up. Live.
Okay.
I'm
And
live.
speaking of which,
Yeah, you're,
how are we
you're live
doing on
now,
time?
man.
Let's see. Because 5 o'clock
Hey,
their time is
just
2
vote
o'clock
bro.
ours.
I'll
I
put in
texted
my
Cameron.
real
Let me see if he
name.
texted
Hello.
me back.
This is
No, he never
exciting.
texted me back because I
Live
sent him
streaming
a
right now going on.
just a B-roll that if he wanted to use
Do a little
something
bit of it, man.
to start.
We're constantly
I have
working.
some. I have.
And I'm not.
I set a
not
timer
tech guy.
just in
Okay,
case
put in
for
Mr. Reagan so you'll know who I am
4:55.
because nobody knows
I'm
my
gonna
real
set
name.
an hour again, so I follow
Oh,
up.
wait.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
you're
I
going
tell people
organic
my name, but
too.
people don't always
Oh.
know.
155.
Chris Coles. Chris Coles is me. Chris.
You want to end up your live stream beautifully before your phone
All
dies?
right, my phone's gonna die, so
Yeah, I
I'm
need
gonna
a
end
break,
the live
I'm tired.
stream. Scott, you want to end the live stream with me?
Let's do it.
All right, guys, this is live from the LA train tracks. Scott Presler, give me one of these. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was
There we
awkward. I
go.
love how awkward that was. That was amazing. All right. Well, that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, it's not that liberal friends are ignorant. It's just they know so much that is not so. Thanks for watching.
I will see you tomorrow night.
Mr. Cole,
I don't think
I
Valeria
will
knows how
see
to
you there.
end it. Let me try to end it.
Thank you.
thanks for joining
Well,
us.
end it
Did you meet
on
Mr.
Valeria.
Hamilton?
Okay.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, good.
We exchanged